Hi, my name is Michael. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Homefarm, and I believe that through what I'm doing with this business, I'm adding value to the world and moreover South Africa in terms of imparting skills, knowledge and a passion for business and indoor farming, which is what we do. So Homefarm is an indoor farming technology startup. We provide technology products and equipment to the commercial and the consumer markets in South Africa. And essentially what that means is it enables individuals, businesses to grow their own fresh produce, to be the farmer, to grow organic foods on site to supply their customers, their families, their communities. Yeah, it's really just about democratizing access to these sorts of foods at the end of the day. So my journey with Homefarm started about 7 or 8 years ago, actually. Few years before the company was even founded, and at that stage I was very interested in this concept of empowering urban communities to grow their own food because cities are something that I find fascinating, and especially through the lens of climate change, urban migration, and just generally the disruptive world that we're living in today. We really need to be looking at our food systems. And that was something that I was passionate about. But I also looked at the business when I was kind of setting things up from the perspective of, well, how can I best apply the skills that I had at the time? And so it was quite I would say a conscious choice that I made in terms of both marrying a need that I foresaw, but also what skills I had and how best I could apply them in starting a business and developing a disruptive product. In the time that we been in business, we have seen a tremendous amount of growth in the sector and a tremendous amount of awareness, and people are just generally more interested in and invested in the idea of being more self-sustainable, and we are riding that trend. And for us, we are really just at the cusp of the potential of this business. But you know, we always are greeted with such enthusiasm. People love what we do, but there is still work to be done in informing people or in educating. I don't like to use the word educate, but it's definitely, there is an awareness that is lacking around what value these types of products or this sector brings. The customers we do have love our products and derive tremendous value out of them. So we are completely convinced and confident that our products do bring value, but it is just a question of breaking through that initial reluctance or kind of skepticism that we get in terms of the why. So another great question, and of course a very hot topic on South Africans' minds at the moment. So fortunately the answer to that question is no. It doesn't have much of an effect on the performance of our products. And that's because as long as the crops get 14 hours of sunlight or light, should I say, each day, then they're fine. It doesn't actually matter at what time of day they get that light. So what happens with our systems is if you get load shedding for 2 to 4 hours a day, The system will know that the lights have not been on for that period, and it will then just extend the light cycle for an additional 2 or 4 hours or whatever it is beyond the time that the load shedding has ended. So unless we reach stage 8 or something like that, at that point I think we have far bigger things to worry about. But until that stage, no, our systems perform perfectly with load shedding. Yeah, so we are a team of engineers and designers. We have mechanical engineers, we have electronic engineers, we have industrial designers, and each of us bring our own skills to the manufacturing and assembly process. Katlejo, one of our first employees, he's a computer science engineer. He builds our electronic systems as well as writes our code and our firmware. Our printed circuit boards are made by a company in Cape Town. Our metal frames are made by a sheet metal fabricator here in Johannesburg. Our plastic work is done on the East Rand, and we also do quite a lot of work through the University of Johannesburg, who are one of our key partners. So we do a lot of our plastic work at the workshop at UJ, and then the Made-in workshop in Straighton Park are also one of our key partners, and we do quite a lot of our manufacturing and assembly work there. So we are really embedded and invested in the manufacturing ecosystem of Johannesburg and of South Africa, and yeah, we don't really rely much on importing components, and thank goodness for that, because with COVID I think we all realized the importance of localization in manufacturing. You can protect to some extent the costs of your manufacturing process by pursuing that sort of a strategy. So yeah. Well, first and foremost, things always take twice as long and are twice as expensive as you can imagine. So that's been one of the big lessons. Patience, perseverance, and yeah, just the importance of also maintaining perspective amongst the ups and downs of running a business, and maintaining a level head and just trying to strike a balance in life in general, and remembering what's important, because there will always be times where you struggle, where you question what you're doing. But you know, at the same time, it's been an incredibly rewarding journey, and so yeah, I think those, in hindsight, have been some of the things that I've learned on a personal level, but no doubt there are still plenty of lessons to still be learnt. So we've just launched our new website. We're very excited about that, and there are a number of ways for anyone to reach us through the website. We have a link that connects directly to my WhatsApp line. We pride ourselves on the fact that we have quite a sort of we like to build relationships with our customers, and each of our customers has a direct line to me. But other than that, obviously email. We update our social media platforms very frequently, so you can find us at homefarm.news, both on Instagram and Facebook. But otherwise, our website, www.myhomefarm.io, is a great place to start.